My name is Steve Jones. I've been in the industry for about 4 years, and I was an owner operator basically right off the top. I thought that that would be the best option for me because I like to spend time with family, and I love my freedom, and I'm just a business minded individual, so it made a lot of sense for me to not only just be an owner operator and drive trucks, but to actually start a business. I've been with Cloud Trucks since about August of this year, 2022. And it's been a pleasant experience. It puts me more in the driver's seat to manage my own business in tandem with Cloud Trucks support and all of the tools that Cloud Trucks offers. I see some very positive things taking place right now. So today we'll be talking about the Cloud Truck app and the features that really helps us owner operators to navigate our way through the market and to really have a great deal of success in doing so. Let me tell you, sometimes I'm on my phone and my wife is like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm scrolling through loads." I use the Cloud Trucks app every day, all day. If I'm not actively looking for a load because I'm about to get on the road, sometimes I'm just looking at the trends that are taking place on the app. I think that the algorithm that the app has and the APIs that are built into it are phenomenal. And I usually check the accuracy of the Cloud Trucks app by going out to dat board and seeing the same exact loads on dat board. So I know that it's collecting the correct data. So I use it all the time. I use it all the time, even when I'm not using it, I'm using it. Business, period. One of the most difficult things in business is keeping up with paperwork and spending and all of that kind of stuff. Cloud Trucks app is phenomenal, I believe, and it's like having a virtual artificial intelligent assistant there with you, basically saying, "Hey, this is what you're spending, this is what you're making," and you can see the numbers. And I think it really helps because at the end of the day, my whole philosophy towards trucking at this time and where the market is and how difficult it has become over the last few months to year is we have to run smarter and not harder. As a company driver, it's miles, miles, miles. On the flip side, when it comes to being an owner operator business owner, miles, miles, miles equals money, money, money. Run smart and not hard is how can I possibly tandem some loads together? How can I take maybe two or three loads and still make that same $5,000, but I'm doing less miles? It's basically getting more for less. I mean, really, I just like the first page feature, and that is pulling up the search and just searching where I'm at and going anywhere, just anywhere. It makes it's exciting for me because I feel like there's a almost like I'm planning something good, and I'm and so that feature I love. I love the gross revenue feature each week. To be able to go back and even to look at to pull statements and everything. I do use my CT card for little purchases and things like that at the truck stops. But going back and seeing what the gross is, what my net is after previously, I mean, all I had was a big old file folder full of receipts and stuff. So I had to go back and go through all of that stuff. Now, the greatest feature is being able to upload those BOLs and get paid 45 minutes later. That is the greatest feature that of all, because you know, I was so used to confining my weeks from a Sunday to a Saturday. But now with this, instant pay feature, my weeks may shift. I mean, the start of my week may start on Tuesday, when you can run and upload your BOLs and get paid immediately. You just run whenever you want to run. I think one other feature, which is a great feature, and it was the heat map, the hotness map. Where are the loads at? I noticed, like, there are some places that you can go to, you can get in. Oh my God, great getting in there, but you just can't get out. It gives you an opportunity to basically key in on certain markets. So if I can get in the market from where I am, then I can navigate through that market, make my money in that market, and then I'll go ahead and book my load coming out of the market and getting back to where I need to go. What I do, of course, is I pull up my search, determine which day I want to leave, and of course where I'm leaving from. I'll pull up an initial search, and see what's there. And so, for instance, I try to look for the highest paying loads. And the reason why I look for the highest paying loads, because I'm trying to get an idea of relative to where I am right now. The higher paying loads, where are they going? I'm trying to look for the highest rate with the less miles. I would definitely home in on the rate per mile, and then also the CT estimates of what CT says that we should maybe key in on these loads as far as the rate is concerned. Highest paying load, let's just say for the 26th of December from Houston to anywhere, is $3,000. That's only $1.72 a mile. I would either try to negotiate more based upon what the CT estimate is. If I'm able to negotiate the higher rate on that, then great. My rate per mile typically would start at $3 a mile. But I know that if they're not able to pay the $3 a mile, that I would be okay with maybe $2.75 a mile, or maybe $2.50 a mile on the low end. Because I know what my cost per mile is overall. So now, when I look at that, I'll switch to the sort, and I would go again and look at the rate per mile. So now I want to look at what's the highest rate per mile that's available in here. And sometimes it'll come up with local loads. So they'll be like $6 a mile, but they're just local loads. So here, the highest rate per mile, lower miles, $2.54 a mile from Houston to Pueblo, Colorado. But we already know about Colorado. You can get in on a good rate, but you cannot get out of there on a good rate. And so I would look at the hotness map from this point to see, okay, where's the hotness going on? Where's the heat at? There are two things I can do. If I can get a load that will get me directly to where I need to be, or maybe I can tandem some loads together to get there. And then once I, determine what, based upon the days that I want to be out on the road, and also what I'm satisfied with bringing home, then I will go ahead and plan my load back home. Sometimes you have to maybe book smaller loads, but if you know where you're going and what you're doing from a logistics perspective, then you just kind of connect the dots of where you need to go, and where you want to be. There's the performance trend, and of course it's going to give you what your monthly, 3 month, 6 month, year, and all of that. I do have a weekly goal set up as far as how much I want to gross on a weekly basis, which is very helpful because it's almost like a benchmark. As long as I can get as close to that as possible, um, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty cool with that. But the performance trends, I mean, are just really nice because I can go back and I can look at every single load that was booked, what I spent personally on fuel, what I spent on miscellaneous items, also on what I actually brought in. And the market is up and down on a weekly basis. So what worked for me last month or last week may not work for the next month or next week. So, it kind of gives you an opportunity to adapt to what the market is doing, you know, and I think that for us as owner operators, we don't make our money typically by the mile. We make it by the load. Miles are attached to the loads, but like I said, we want to try to make the most with the less miles, more money is how we make our money. And so if I'll look at miles and see what all of those loads totaled in miles and determine what was my overall rate per mile. We have to use these features, I think, in order for us to be successful, because otherwise we'll just find ourselves out there spinning our wheels. My wife used to ask me all the time, "Where are you at? What are you doing right now? What do the numbers look like?" And I didn't know because I just knew I needed to get out here and run. And when I went back and looked at the numbers, I was like, wow, I was doing I was running hard, but I really wasn't keeping track of everything. So I think it gives you an opportunity really to keep track of everything. One thing that I realized about Cloud Trucks that was very intriguing to me, when I made my decision to switch carriers, is the fact that it's given me an opportunity to be a true business owner. Nobody's doing the work for me, but it gives me an opportunity really to run my business, and it being a very turnkey type setup with the app. I mean, it is probably the greatest thing because you are your dispatcher. You are your dispatcher, and the Cloud Truck app is your dispatcher, but you're the one moving it. You're the one making it work. And so it would be the best move that you can make. Really, it is. It'd be the best move. It's a wonderful, wonderful tool. It's support, but it. But once again, it gives us the opportunity to run a business, and even being able to bring other trucks on and other drivers and things like that. I was talking to a driver yesterday, who's also a Cloud Trucks driver, and he said, what I've learned is I've learned the business. He says I'm learning the business through Cloud Trucks. That's the advantage that we all can get from this through Cloud Trucks. It gives us an opportunity to learn the business, to learn it, and to do it the right way, and to be profitable at the same time. I just want to thank you all for tuning in. Hit the link below. Call Cloud Trucks today. You won't regret it.